Hey everyone, it's Nate and Kaylee, and we're back for Audacity Episode 6. We're here at the Musical Swings installation at Bicentennial Park.
Stay tuned to learn more about the Scissortail Park grand opening, the Omni Hotel construction topping out, an overview of what we learned at Leadership Summit this week, and more.
Including some information about the official Oklahoma State meal, which includes black-eyed peas.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Audacity OKC. We are here. It's been a little bit since we recorded, but we're excited to be back talking about all the cool things that are happening in Oklahoma City. So once again, I'm Kaylee Terracina, Senior Marketing Manager at the Chamber.
And I'm Nate Fisher. I'm the Director of Communications here at the Chamber.
We're excited to be here.
Yeah.
So Nate, happy belated birthday to you.
Oh, thanks.
I heard you had an interesting way of celebrating your birthday.
Well, yeah, and let's get to that, but let's also say happy birthday to an actual member of our production staff, Mr. Josh Vaughn. We need to give Josh and Tracy Hayes a shout out for helping us with this podcast every time. Lots of help. So thank you to you guys for doing that.
They truly keep us on track.
A little bit of a happy birthday. They do. So yeah, happy birthday, Josh. And yeah, absolutely.
Heard there were donuts in the house.
There are donuts in the house.
Yet.
I'm gonna go up and get some for sure.
But I can't wait to have some.
So don't take those away just yet, everybody.
That's right.
I want some. Put me down for a donut for sure.
So yeah, birthday a few weeks ago. Josh's birthday today. Lots of birthdays all around. So tell me a little bit more about how you celebrated your birthday.
Well, it was pretty cool because it happened to be the day of the Kings of Leon concert down at Scissortail Park for the opening day.
Big day.
Yeah, and it was very, very cool. So had a good time. I actually went out to Social Capital before the show. Got to hang out there, and if you guys are not aware of that, that is a former transmission shop that's been renovated by one of our chamber member architects. I actually got a pretty good write-up about that on velocityokc.com that Molly Fleming wrote, so we're going to put that in a link to that article in the show notes for you guys. But yeah, so definitely check that out. But they have something like 120-ish taps of all Oklahoma beers.
I can't even conceptualize that, so yeah. I haven't been able to go myself, but I cannot wait.
It's pretty neat. Now, I don't think that there are 120 different, but I do think there are at least 80-something different beers on tap, at least, throughout the entire place. So really cool rooftop that overlooks the park. And if you guys have not been down to the area where Scissortail Park is, it is really, really interesting to see how all this new development has just sort of popped up, and really just due to the relocation of I-40, and it's really cool and a really great use of all that new space that was sort of dropped in our laps. It's very, very rare that a city gets the opportunity to expand its urban core like that.
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing. To have the chance to really invest in the downtown core the way that we did, and in the way that we did, is really special. Yeah. And you can see already, even though we're very young into what the area will be, you can already start to see a little bit of the change and fun things like Social Capital, of course, and Scissortail Park popping up, opening, and something that we can all enjoy. Yeah,
it's very cool. And if you guys have not had the chance to go check out Scissortail Park yet, you should. It's very cool. I've been down there probably 5 or 6 times at this point now, just going on jogs and taking some time to walk through and check out some of the different features and lots of different things to see and do down there. And it's really, really neat. And you got a chance to help participate in the grand opening of Scissortail Park as well.
That's right. I wasn't able to be there for the Friday and Saturday festivities, so I missed the Kings of Leon concert, but I was able to perform in my own concert.
Yes, even better.
With my community choir, which is called the OK City Chorus. So they had a stage set up just for community organizations, performing organizations, to showcase their talents, and I was happy to do that on Sunday. I got a terrible sunburn because it was unseasonably warm. However, it was super fun to be a part of it. Just to be there on the opening weekend was a huge honor, and like you said, watching that part of Oklahoma City be transformed, and all of the people, the park was so activated with things going on and people exploring, it was really special. Yeah,
it was really neat. My first time kind of checking it out in person and being able to walk around the grounds, it was sort of, I had one of those moments where just as a citizen and a sort of an Oklahoma City person in general, it just kind of gave you a little bit of a sense of pride, just being able to look around and see what we've done collectively as citizens to be able to fund this and create this incredible amenity for everyone. And it's really, really
absolutely
neat. So.
I was standing on the southern edge of the top half of the park on Sunday, looking back at the Oklahoma City skyline, where you could see the silhouette of the new Convention Center. You could see the Omni Hotel under construction, and just thinking about how that's changing the face of our city right now actively, and we get to be a very small part of that. Very cool feeling. I loved it.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. So.
And there's so much progress happening with the Convention Center Hotel, the Omni, all of that is really tracking along as well.
In fact, the Omni just had their topping out ceremony. We've got a story about that on Velocity as well, so I'll put a link to that in the show notes so you guys can check that out. But basically, they had a topping out ceremony, so it's as tall as it's going to get. And it actually is pretty tall if you haven't seen, but it is making quite an impact on the skyline. And as it starts to fill in, and they're actually going to do a little mechanical crown on top, and that'll make it appear even a little bit taller than it is now. And so, pretty neat. Pretty neat to see all that going in. So we'll have a link to that article in the show notes. Another article that we've had about some of the construction that's down in that area is on the Convention Center. And so the Convention Center, you guys may have seen, they just did a release about their new logo and what that looks like. And we had a pretty nice write-up about the progress that the construction, that's been made on the construction there in Velocity. So we'll have a link to that in the show notes. But that's a little over halfway done at this point.
And I
starting
heard
to have
that
glass go in.
The grand opening is slated for sometime late next year. So we're about a year away from that. That's going to be an incredible addition to Oklahoma City and what we have to offer.
Absolutely. But if you guys go check out Scissortail Park, just see the whole area and all the development that's happening around there. And it's, as you can see with social capital, it's already spurring some private development, which is what we want to see. And it's just a really cool area. And again, a really unique kind of opportunity for a city to have that area opened up, where I-40 was such a kind of an unnatural barrier to development from the core of the city to the river. Now that's wide open for development, and so far so good down there. So that's a really cool thing.
Something else that if people are wondering what to do in Scissortail Park, they are doing every Saturday in October a market with local vendors. So I went last Saturday, and they had everything from people who made pottery, they had people who had cheese, handmade soaps, all kinds of fun things. So that's a really good way to support some local vendors. All of them are Oklahoma based, and also get a chance to walk around the park. So check that out if you're listening to this in October 2019.
Those kind of markets are great. So get out and support those, because that's pretty cool. So this actually provides a nice segue to the other thing that we wanted to talk about. It's almost like we planned that, even though we didn't. We planned to do it another way.
Literally not planning.
It came out this way, but this is even better. So that look how serendipitous that was.
Exactly.
I got a chance to try the Oklahoma State meal at the Press, which is located in the Plaza District. Now, normally, I should say this, we like to highlight chamber members, and the Press is not a chamber member currently, although they should be. And I'm looking at you, Press, Anchor Down, The Mule,
come on guys.
Hungry Town Productions, the Hungry Town people. I'm looking at you. So let's join up and let's get on this train, right? The chamber train. But at any rate, we went as part of my birthday. My mother wanted to take me out to dinner, and we pitched going to the Press to get the Oklahoma State meal. And let me just tell you, the Oklahoma State meal is magnificent.
Wow.
If you're watching this on video, you're going to see some shots of what we were charged with. But essentially, it really is enough for 3 people. And now at the Press, they only offer it once a week, and this is on Tuesdays.
Probably because it takes so many man hours to create.
Seriously, there's a lot going on.
Are
you can
insane.
see. So especially if you're into meats, which I'm a meat eater, right? So, but I'm talking sausage, which is good. I'm talking chicken fried steak. I'm talking barbecue pork. I mean, oh my gosh, just that alone, I would be.
What are the sides for the non-meat eaters?
Well, I got 2 words for you: fried okra. Okay. Fried okra. Really, the only way to eat okra. Okay.
Truly, I like pickled okra too. Actually, but fried okra is excellent.
Because some people have an issue with the inherent sliminess of the okra, and
that's understandable.
If fried okra is done right, there is no sliminess to it, and that's the way that they did it at the Press. It's very, very well done. But
you're clearly a big fan of this.
I'm telling you, this is something you got to check out. But strawberries, which is part of the Oklahoma State meal, which is also the Oklahoma State fruit, which I'm sure you guys are aware of. But just
clearly.
Just throwing that out
Oklahoma fans here, all the state foods. So
grits, which was actually I believe my first time to have grits. And
what?
Yeah, and they did not disappoint.
Wow.
Yeah, it's basically it's kind of like it's a vessel on which to eat salt and butter. So
That's
it's
true.
like it was pretty good. So I kind of had the same feeling with escargot. It's like it's butter, it's garlic. These are all good things. Yeah, I love it. So I'm in. So yeah, that was great. So that was good. Squash is on the menu as well.
Mm-hmm. Cornbread
and biscuits and gravy.
Yes.
That's right. I almost forgot about that.
So there's no shortage of things to choose
No
from,
shortage of things to do, and then you finish it all up with one of my personal favorites, pecan pie.
Pecan pie, which I think is also this time of year superior to pumpkin pie. I'm going to make a bold claim.
I'm with you on that.
Pumpkin pie is overrated. Pecan pie is where it's at.
We're pumpkined out here, people.
Yeah,
I mean, with the pumpkin spice, it's a little too much at this point. So it's an automatic. That's an automatic notch down in my book. But yeah, pecan pie is great, and they do a really nice job of it at the press.
I've only been to the press once, and I definitely want to go back because their buffalo mac and cheese was one of the best things I've ever had. I have not had the Oklahoma State Mail. I haven't been there on a Tuesday night.
Yes.
But when I do, and I take 2 or 3 of my friends,
that's right.
I will order it.
Go bring at least 2 friends with you. Give that a try, and you will not be disappointed because it was very nicely done. So I almost couldn't stop thinking about it for a couple weeks, and so hence why I wanted to talk about it today on the podcast. So
can't stop thinking about it.
That's really cool. Yeah, so definitely check that out. So something else that recently occurred. In fact, we actually just happened today.
That's
We're
right.
actually doing this on the tail end. It was one of our big events for our leadership, and it's actually called the Leadership Summit.
Leadership Summit.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that event.
Sure. It's an annual event that we have where we invite members of our board of directors and board of advisors to spend the majority of a day kind of talking about Oklahoma City's future and focusing on the things that we really feel like need our leadership support and knowledge and engagement over the next year. So as you can imagine, it's a lot of forward-facing topics. And this year, of course, MAPS 4, the Love Your OKC campaign was on the agenda. We talked about Forward Oklahoma City, which is the Chamber's strategic development, economic development investment vehicle. And we talked about how we can increase diversity in our economy, how we can increase entrepreneurship and growing our entrepreneurial economy.
Right.
So all of those things kind of as our communities focus as we see where Oklahoma City is going to grow in the next decade or more. So it was a really fun time. We were way up in Edmond, which was great. It was a new venue for me to visit, but we had several of our board members and, like I said, board of advisor members there to talk about those things today. So it was a great day. I didn't get to sit in on as much of the programming, so I'm curious to hear from you. What did you learn? What surprised you about what you heard today?
Well, one of the things that surprised myself, and I think surprised quite a few of the attendees, was during Dr. Russell Evans's presentation on the economy, and he did he showed a series of slides kind of illustrating how diverse the Oklahoma City economy is versus all the other cities in the nation, as it turned out. And we were actually pretty highly ranked in terms of economic diversification. So out of something, I want to say 300 something plus data set, we were in the 30s. I believe. So definitely kind of in the top 10%. And I think that kind of surprised everyone that tends to think about Oklahoma City is basically just all oil and gas, and that's kind of the only thing that runs the show here. We actually have a pretty large aerospace sector here, and biotech is very big. We talk a lot about the tourism and the visitor economy as well. We've made some really nice inroads lately on things like logistics, back office HQ, those sort of business functions. So things are going well. Now that's not to say that we can't make any improvements. But that was part of the focus of that particular presentation.
That is really interesting.
Where we are, and then how maybe we can stimulate some of the new things that we need to do to kind of keep progressing in the right direction. And so that was kind of interesting in terms of getting some more entrepreneurship and startup activity here.
I think it's really interesting too because you mentioned a lot of people have this paradigm that Oklahoma City is a one industry town. They think oil and gas, they think energy, that's all that we do.
Right.
And there was a time in Oklahoma City's history that was totally true.
Absolutely.
So I think people take that outdated paradigm, and they haven't really recognized that Oklahoma City has made a lot of investments. The chamber has worked very hard with industries to encourage new growth and diversification. So it is encouraging to see that decades of investment is paying off. And like you said, there's lots more that we can do, but we are making progress.
Well, and the other neat thing about having the oil and gas industry here is that it tends to be sort of counter-cyclical with the larger national economy. So when other sectors tend to be doing poorly, it's actually been the oil and gas sector here that's helped us out and keep us afloat during kind of those larger national recessions and being able to withstand some of those economic pressures. That's happened a couple times here recently. So that's why we need to have all kinds of different industries. So we don't necessarily put all of our eggs in one basket, but that's a good example of that. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so that was a pretty cool event. Now we've got something else that's coming up that's brand new. Now we've talked a little bit about it before, but you've been doing a lot of work. So I think it's on planning this. So I think it's only fair that you tell us a little bit about it.
This has dominated my work life for months now. We are 2 weeks away from Elevate, which is Oklahoma City's newest professional development
biggest and
conference.
best.
Biggest and
Not
best.
just newest, but biggest and best.
Right. Thank you so much. You're selling it so well.
It is.
No, it is going to be a really fun event. It's Wednesday, October 23rd at the Cox Convention Center. We have 3 keynote speakers, 48 breakout sessions, and then we close the day with an after party, which will be a lot of networking. It will have breweries giving samples of their beer,
Chamber
which I
member
know
breweries.
he will be really into.
That's right.
We'll have
Anthem
restaurants.
And Coop.
And exactly.
Working on some more,
Exactly. So we'll have restaurants and caterers doing samples, and then chamber member businesses kind of exhibiting the products and services of their company. So it's all going to be an incredible day. Like I said, we're 2 weeks away from it, and we have a special discount code for listeners and watchers of Audacity.
That's right.
So if you go to okcelevate.com/tickets and register there and use the code friend of the chamber, you can get $50 off an all-day pass. So
Friend
you get
of the chamber.
Friend of the chamber.
Is
Yeah,
that
and we'll
all
have
one
that
word?
all one word.
Okay.
And we'll put it obviously in the description box, so you guys won't have to remember that, and you can just click through. But
very cool. Hope to see you
$50
there.
off.
I can't wait to be there.
$200 ticket.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an incredible day. Truly, the people what has amazed me as the person getting the speakers is how many talented, awesome people we have in Oklahoma City who are willing to share their talents and teach and help us all become better employees and managers and business owners. So I'm excited to see how the day takes shape, and it has been a lot of fun to be a part of.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being there as a room monitor.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm volunteering, so I can.
I'm going to give you like a little badge or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Very official.
Right. It's going to be like Bobby Brady and the Brady Bunch that one time, where except I'm not going to be that much of a.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to be a cool room monitor.
Yeah. So just don't think that you're going to get away with anything in my room, but it's going to be fine. We're going to have a good time. But I'm going to be monitoring. Whatever.
Better be on your best behavior at Elevate when you're all there.
when you're getting professionally developed.
Exactly.
We have no room for hijinks.
No room whatsoever.
That's right. Oh, okay. Well, so that pretty much wraps it up for today, don't you think?
It's been a busy few weeks.
It's been a busy few weeks.
And it's going to be a busy few more weeks, but we're having a good time while we're doing it. Lots going on, lots to have fun in Oklahoma City doing. So
absolutely, and we're glad to have the chance to talk with you guys again, and thank you again for joining us. If you have feedback for us, there's a couple ways that you can get that to us. The best and the easiest way really is just to email us, and that is networking@okcchamber.com. Or if you prefer social media, our social media accounts here at the Chamber are generally OKC Chamber. And so we'll have links to all those in the show notes as well.
And if you would give us a like, rate us, subscribe, leave comments, we would really appreciate it, because it helps our podcast find people who need to learn more about Oklahoma City.
Don't keep all the Oklahoma City goodness for yourself. Share
Don't be
that
selfish.
with your friends.
Exactly.
That's not the Oklahoma City way. If we're being
we're friendly here. We share things.
That's right.
The Oklahoma standard.
That's right.
Kinda.
That's right. All right. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.